Yes. 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 Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Mini Haye. Welcome to Cheffin with Mini Haye. Yes, I'm back, live and direct in the UK. Came back from Jamaica. I'm about to do the next episode of Cheffin with Mini Haye. Back on the land of the UK. So yeah, man, today, guys, we're gonna put down some food. Like I said, first episode was in Jamaica. We made some juice, sourside juice, which was really, inventive. I done it very natural. But today we're gonna do something very different. So I'm happy to have you here. Hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna try something that I really like, and it's even more like exciting and fundamental because it's from my garden. So when you grow things and you're able to cook it, it's just amazing. So today we're gonna cook some jerk oyster mushrooms, guys. So yeah, I have to put a bit of the Jamaican twist in it. So I made some jerk oyster mushrooms with some gongo peas and rice and a bit of plantain. Okay, so yeah, guys, hope you enjoy. My love. Hey, baby. Okay, my people, let's get this crack-a-lacking, man. So you have to understand as well, when you're chefing with Mini Haye, I'm doing things my way, Everybody cooks differently, so you just gotta bear that in mind, you know what I mean? That everyone's got their own style to doing certain things. So yeah, I do some jerk oyster mushrooms with some gongo peas and rice and some plantain, but the way you might do it might be different to the way I do it, But I'm just showing you the way I do it, and you can kind of take it and add your own little twist to it and do your little thing. So yeah, man, we're just gonna start. And as you know, this is my new platform, my new little, so bear with me. I hope you enjoy it. But we're just gonna get cracking, man. Some things I've kind of prepped a little bit before, like little things. I've washed the oyster mushrooms already. They've been picked from outside already, So when I get into it, so you can see what's happening. So yeah, we're gonna start. So we got right here, guys. This is the oyster mushrooms, okay? Which I grew from outside in my garden. That's a whole nother episode I can talk to you about. You growing oyster mushrooms, you can start from having like the mycelium, and then you're putting it together with the straw and everything in the bag, and then you're waiting for it to grow through. Alternatively, you can get pre-made bags done with the mycelium and everything in there already, all infused. So literally, you just kind of just have to have it in the right room temperature until it's ready to pop, and and you're making it grow. So that's a whole other thing I'll show you look at in my chef in the farming with Mini Haye. That's another thing. But yeah, the cooking, you can blend the two. But yeah, so here's oyster mushrooms, guys. And like I said, everyone does their thing different. So I'm gonna start with, as much as this is like a replacement for chicken, because that's basically how I kind of have it, It's like a replacement for chicken. So I like to give it a little coating, I think I don't know if everybody does this, but this is the way I do it, I like to use a bit of little chicken fry mix, yeah. So literally all I'm gonna do is pop some chicken fry mix on the oysters, not too much, but this kind of just gives it a little batter. When you go to fry it now, it's like if you used to fry chicken, basically, like fried chicken, but I'm having fried oyster mushrooms. So it's gonna give that little shake and toss it, just give it a little something like that around, and shake that all up. Make sure the oyster mushroom gets all of that chicken flour mix. So it's time to basically get ready to start frying it now. You can get that little coating, Just give it that. So that's got that little coating. I'm gonna add a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. I've got all-purpose seasoning in here. But as you don't know, I came back from Jamaica recently, as you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit. I like to use Maggi, a little bit of Maggi all-purpose seasoning. So I just give it a little bit, not too much. Just a little bit, not too much, because remember we're cooking jerk oyster mushroom, so that's the main flavor. So just a little slight touch of all-purpose seasoning on that. Get that frying pan on. Nice and hot. That's all tossed up. When I got the gloves, now we're ready to fully go. Full effect, you know, food and hygiene, very important when you're cooking, you know. So like I said, mushrooms are done. Had this little chicken fry mix, little layer of that. Put a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. I don't want to make it too salty. If I add too much seasoning to it, it's going to get too salty, you know. And then I'm just going to get ready to fry it. I'm using some coconut oil, okay? Some Grace coconut. Good coconut oil. It's up to you what you want to use. You can use vegetable oil, whatever you use normally to fry, you can use. Like I said, it's all preference. There's no specific way of doing anything. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, yeah. So just add a little bit of coconut oil to that. That's in there. And all I'm going to do, literally, is pop it in the frying pan and get that fried and get that brown. You know? You see? So that's it. Got a little rubbed up. Boom, boom, boom. Kind of get my hands into it a bit more now, you know? And that's it. Let me get that fried up. You hear that? Ooh. Hey, that sound, you know, this gives me joy. So let's get all of that in there. You said just chuck it all in there now. You're not gonna hurt nobody. Yeah, just chuck it all in there. Boom. So that's all in there now. Good. Nice. Ready. Okay. Need me look at clippers. So that's in there now. Boom. Look at the clippers. I think they good tongues. Clippers and whatever. You know? Let's get that in there. Get that all nice and browned off. All that batter. So that batter to really, you know, go on it and go around on it so that it gets that little layer, that little charcoal layer, a nice crispy layer. All right, so I'm gonna get the gungo peas ready, yeah? I need to explain to you a little something about gungo peas and rice. A lot of people make rice and peas, you know, kidney beans and that, and you make it soak overnight and then you put it in and da. Gungo peas, very similar as well, but normally you can cook it on the same day. Normal gungo peas, you get it very hard, they're tough. So you need to be using a pressure cooker, you know, to really get the hardness out of it, basically, so it can become soft. All right, but depending on how your day is, what you're doing, you don't have to actually use that gungo peas. You can also use tin gungo peas, and that's what we're going to use today, which you can use automatically, just like cooking, basically, normal rice, but adding the tin gungo peas, yeah? I've got to keep an eye on the oyster mushrooms at the same time, you know, because they're frying and getting browned up, guys. So, yeah. All right, so where was I, guys? The gungo peas, yeah? This is what we're going to use today, gungo peas, okay? Simple tin gungo peas, okay? All I'm going to do is get the rice prepped as normal, like we cook normal rice. I'm going to add this to it with a little bit of coconut milk, you know? That's also the next thing. Normally, I would use coconut, grater it and get the coconut milk, strain it, you know? But today, we're gonna move a little bit faster, make it easier for everybody. On another episode, maybe we can go through, you know, that version of it. So today, we're just gonna use some normal coconut milk and add it to it instead of using the coconut per se. Does the same job. All right, my people. So we're gonna get the rice sorted now. Using some normal basmati rice. Use long grain. Use what you want. I'm using basmati, pesco, standard. Does the job. I'm sure everyone knows how to cook rice, but if you don't, literally, I'm just gonna put a bit of this rice in there. Wash the rice. And then get that ready. Look at these wonderful oyster mushrooms. Look at them. Just look at them. Browning up nicely. Ain't that gorgeous? Come a bit closer, guys, and see this. Look at this. Just look. So yeah, guys, so we've got the oyster mushrooms here. Getting so brown. Literally, I'm going to switch these off in about 2 minutes. I want them all to have that little char. About a couple minutes, I'm going to switch these off. Nice and level. And let them sit for a bit. Let's get to action with the rice now. So like I said, we're going to use some gongo peas in a tin. You saw the rice, washed, popped it onto boil. All I'm going to do is literally just add this tin to it. Okay? So this is the peas. Normally you need it to soak, but like I said, it's good to go. All right? The gongo peas in the salt water. I'm just going to pour that in there. Pour that all in there. Simple as that. Simple, simple, simple. Okay. I'm going to season the pot. This rice, at the pot, even though you're cooking rice, you still want it to have flavor, so you're going to season it, you know? So I'm going to season it with a little flavor. So the same thing, not too much. I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning there again, just like I did for that, but not too much. I'm actually going to put the rest of this in there. Yeah. Put that all in there. I'm also going to add some coconut milk, as I said. So I'm just going to get the tin coconut. Literally, life is simple. People that make it complicated. It's the same as your cooking. It's simple, man. Some people just make things complicated, you know? Put the seasoning into the rice. You put the gungo peas into the rice. And now you're just going to add a bit of the coconut milk straight into the rice. Just get a little bit mixed first, you know, so it's nice and smooth. And just pour that all in there, literally. Just pour that into the rice. Yeah? Let's give that a little mix. Just going to mix this. There's everything in there. The seasoning, the rice, the gungo peas, the coconut milk. Not finished yet. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. And I'm going to add a little bit of scallion. And we put spring onion. And some country pepper. Easy does it, like I said. So we got on scallion, washed, good to go. I'm just going to pop that literally into the rice. Pop that in there. I got one country pepper, a green one. Be careful with these, because if this bursts in the rice, it's going to be explosive. And the rice is just going to be unbearable to eat. These oyster mushrooms are finished, so I'm just going to switch that off because they are looking golden and they are looking glorious. So yeah, pop 2 garlic cloves in there. One kind of dropped anyway, so we're going to use 1 garlic clove. And the country pepper, like I said. Then use the green one. The green one is, they're not as hot as the red ones. So, you know, just in case if it bursts, yeah, you might get saved. You just might get saved, but who knows. So literally that pop in there on the side, boom. Put it down on a really low heat. I've mixed it up. I'm just going to give it another little mix and blend. Just a little bit of salt, not too much. Should be enough. I'm just going to pop that on. Pop the lid on, nice low heat. And let that just bubble up for about 20 minutes or so. Do this thing for 20 minutes. You monitor the water levels, you know, make sure it's not drying out. And then you're just going to leave it to steam out. That is basically the gongo peas and rice with coconut milk, a little bit seasoned. I actually forgot one special ingredient for my gongo peas, guys. Oh, how did I forget? The only difference is you got to go outside into the garden. So yeah, you're going to have to follow me out to the garden. And I'm going to get one more thing to add. So this is my little vineyard, guys. I got a little bit growing, bit of corn there, bit of tomatoes, some herbs, courgettes. This is a whole nother episode. We've got some callaloo over there, some cucumber. Look, we got a little baby cucumber. But anyway, that's not what we came out here for. That's the lemon tree. We came out here for this. It's not basil. We came out here for some thyme, my people. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick some thyme and literally pop this into the rice. Oh, that smells glorious. Just gonna pop that in the pan. I could just smell thyme all day. The smell of it is just, it's like aromatherapy, you know. So it's got that bubbling up, you know. That's looking real righteous. So now I'm making the jerky sauce flavor to add to the mushroom, man. Look at them, nice and charred, just amazing fried, lovely. It's even better when you know you've grown them. It's just, there's a different feeling when you eat food that you've grown. It's like you're eating the energy that you grew and it goes within you. It's different than, you know, buying it from Tesco and Sainsbury's and stuff. You know, there's just a different energy to it. So yeah, I'm gonna basically make the jerk. So I've got some Walker's Wood jerk. This is like really hot. I like hot stuff. You can use the mild one. So if this is a bit too much, they've got mild versions, you know. So what I'm gonna do is basically get about two teaspoons. Yeah. Put 2 teaspoons of it into a little bowl. And I'm gonna add a little normal barbecue sauce. So that's it. Your jerk and your barbecue sauce. You got your little bowl. You squeeze them in there. Look at that. Squeeze the barbecue sauce in there. Yeah. And you're just gonna give it a mix. That's literally it. Hey, do you know what I forgot to show you guys? Hey. Oh, here it is. Look. Hey! Is it? We don't just, but this is, I should be doing all of that. I should be doing all of that. I'm sorry. Doing all of that. But yeah, so I've got that as well. So that's what I had to get used to, you know? All of me extras. I was gonna pop that in there. Simple as that. All right, perfect. So yeah, so rice is bubbling up. It's steaming up now. Got my wonderful jerk barbecue sauce. Pop the pan back on a nice low heat, as you can see. And I'm just gonna pop that in there. Hey, do you know what I forgot to show you guys? Hey, because I'm just gonna tongue it. Yeah, you know, me and these gloves, they're not for everything, can it? Just leave those over there for now. Then they're more oveny fired, you know? And yeah, just mix this up. See? Put the sauce in there and I'm just mixing it all up. Just mixing that up. Got my wonderful jerk barbecue sauce. Pop the pan back on a nice low heat. I'm gonna feed this glorious. So let's chop up these plantains. Quick things, simple things. Chop up your plantain. Boom. Chop it how you want. Long way, side way. My way, your way. Simple things. See? I'm gonna do it in small pieces. So I'm just gonna chop them fine like that. Done. I'm gonna go back over to the pan. Use oyster mushrooms. Like I said, 2 minutes. Yeah, that's down. Finito. Absolutely finito. Now we're gonna get the plantains that we just chopped up and put them into this pan. Rice looking good, steaming out. I've switched the rice off, so I'm just gonna leave that to steam a little bit. Switch off the jerk. Oyster mushrooms, they're pretty much done. Just gonna get these plantains fried, make them nice and brown. And then we're good. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Cheffin with Mini Haye. Hope you made some wonderful gungo peas, and rice, oyster mushrooms, jerk chicken oyster mushrooms, and some plantain. It's been amazing having you here with me today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm about to dig in and eat this, and I hope you try it someday yourself. So yeah, man, thank you for joining your boy.